Hi everyone, I'm going to talk to you about how to add flow to your writing or more coherence to make the flow of your writing easier for readers to follow. This is important if you're writing in an academic setting in the United States, especially because every language has its own discourse pattern. And in American English, academic English specifically, the expectation is that the writer makes it easy for the reader to follow their ideas. The work is on the writer, not the reader. That's kind of how it goes. It's not the same for every language. So therefore, if English is not your first language, this is going to help you to add more flow and coherence to your writing so that your teachers will stop saying that it's hard to follow the flow of your ideas, or so that they can start saying that your writing is really smooth. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that with this principle that I learned about. It's called the known new principle. And by that, it just means you need to talk about what is known before you introduce what is new. So it's known and then new, known and then new. You don't just go new all the time, because then it's hard for the reader to follow your ideas and it will lack coherence. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of a paper that lacks coherence. I'm going to share with you a paper right now. Okay, it's just a short paragraph. It's pretty good, but it could be better with better coherence. So it's called The Advantages of Running. Okay, so we know something. The title is giving us known information. It's giving us information that now we are all aware of. This paper is going to focus on the advantages of running, okay? So when you start reading an advantage, you know, okay, yes, the writer already told me that the title is about advantages, so this is already known information. The advantage to it. Okay, I know we're talking about running, but it would be better if the writer could actually repeat the known information and not assume that the reader knows. You always want to go back to the known information before you introduce something new. So an advantage to running is that running forces the runner to go outside and breathe some fresh air. I'm going to make that blue because it's new information. So the known information is yellow. The new information is blue. The green is where I'm having trouble with coherence. Vitamin D comes from being outside, and the benefits of that vitamin are endless. New information. So here, if I were the writer, I would not just jump from new to new. I would add some element of coherence here to glue those ideas together and help the reader remember what was already known before introducing something new. So vitamin D comes from being outside, and the benefits of that vitamin are endless. Now this is pretty good, that vitamin. Here, the writer is saying that vitamin, and that is restating known information. What vitamin is that referring to? It's referring to the vitamin D that was mentioned earlier in that sentence. So that helps the reader know what they're talking about before they go to the next sentence. Our moods improve. Okay, this is new information. Again, I would add some element of coherence here, and I'll show you how to do that soon. I found that after 1 month of running outside 3 times a week, I started my days more enthusiastically than before. Okay, so this is an example. I waved to more people on the streets and had cheerful small talk with neighbors. Again, another example. These examples are part of what was already mentioned about mood improving. So it is new information, but it's connected to something that's already known. But it would help to have some coherence to help the ideas flow together better and connect the ideas. That's all I'm saying. So connect. Make it easy on the reader to follow what you're saying. Being outside gives runners a chance to forest bathe if the running is done on trails. Again, new information here. Okay, so I would connect that with some piece of glue, some glue. I run through small streams of river water, let the leaves along the trail brush my face, and smell the dirt and flowers along the way. New information, it's an example of something that was mentioned earlier, but I would introduce some sort of transition or element of cohesion here to connect the ideas. Having an elevated mood is directly related to being one with nature. Okay, again, new information, having an elevated mood. Here, actually, this is known because it did mention earlier that our moods improve. So this one's okay. This, I feel like it flows. In the end, okay, here's a nice transition. In the end, it is undeniable that running has benefits that reach far and wide for those who partake in the activity. Now, this is just reminding us of what we already know, known information. This is a conclusion. Conclusions always remind us of what we already know. Running can reduce stress and anxiety, help with more focus and attention to detail, and provide a person the chance to be one with nature outdoors. Again, this is part of the conclusion, so this is all known information. It is no wonder that I don't let anything interfere with my weekly running. Now, this is new information, but I'm not going to really worry about this. This is the end of the paper. It's just giving the reader something to remember. The part that I'm concerned about is where it's just new, but no connection, okay? So how can we connect our ideas? How can we make them flow together? Okay, one way is by adding a pronoun between ideas. Pronouns are words like it, they, them, me, you, I. These words help to glue new ideas to old ideas, because when we use these pronouns, we're essentially reminding the reader of something that they already know. And I'll show you an example in the example. Another thing you can do is you can repeat known information by using words like this, that, these, or those. So for example, if I'm talking about running shoes, yes, my favorite running shoes are the ones that I can use on trails. These shoes, right, or these help me to have more stability. When I say these shoes or these, right, or that shoe, I am repeating the known information before I move on to new information. Another word you can use is the word such. It's a great word to use. It makes your writing super academic. So again, if I say running shoes help me run better on trails, such shoes provide more stability on an uneven surface. Such shoes, that's glue, that's coherence, okay? And of course, also, if you're adding new information, you could use words like also or in addition to add transitions. So now I'm going to show you an example of the same paragraph, but with coherence now, using these elements that I just explained. A final advantage, or let's just say an advantage to running is, I'm going to again highlight all known information. This is known information. An advantage to running is that it, good. Now this is a pronoun. It, running, forces the runner to go outside and breathe some fresh air. So here's the new information. Okay, so we've got a link between known and new because we've used that glue. This, here's the glue again. This, what does this refer to? This refers to that blue part, that running forces people to go outside and breathe fresh air. This is important because vitamin D comes from being outside. There's the new information. But it was easy to understand that new information because the writer reminded me of what they said before with the word this. So we got new information with vitamin D and the benefits of that vitamin. That's a great coherence tool, are endless. The benefits are endless. That's new information. So actually I'm going to make this this yellow because it's known. It's already known. The vitamin, you already mentioned it earlier, right? And the word this is actually showing known information. And the word it is showing known information. So I'm making them yellow because that's known information. But yeah, they are those tools that I introduced. They're bolded here. So the benefits of that vitamin are endless. One such benefit, reminding you of what I just said in the previous sentence before I introduce new information. One such benefit is that of our moods. It benefits our moods. There's new information. I found that here what I would do is I would say, for example, I found, and that's just a transition word, I found that after 1 month of running outside 3 times a week, I started my days more enthusiastically than before. I waved to more people on the streets and had cheerful talk with neighbors. That is all really new information, but it's connected to the old information. So I'm just going to say it's fine the way it is, but I needed that transition word. Being outside also, so old information, known information, also, here's a nice transition word, gives runners a chance to forest bathe if the running is done on trails. New information. In my case, this, there's that glue, this is true. What does this refer to? Running on trails and being outside and forest bathing. This is true. I run through small streams of river, let the leaves along the trail brush my face, and smell the dirt along the way. New information. I'm making it blue. Before I add that, though, I might say, for instance. I might use a transition word like for instance. You don't always have to, but it's glue. It helps the ideas flow together. Having an elevated mood is directly related to being one with nature through, I'm gonna highlight that blue, through this type of forest bathing, the one that I just mentioned. So I'm reminding you of the known information as I introduce new information. In the end, there's another transition to show the reader I'm done, I'm finishing. In the end, it is undeniable that running has benefits that reach far and wide for those who partake in the activity. This is known information. These effects, now I'm just repeating what I just said, these effects reduce stress and anxiety, help with more focus and attention to detail, and provide a person with the chance to be one with nature outdoors. So even though we already know this information, it's nice that there is that coherent element. It is no wonder I don't let anything interfere with my runs. Okay, new information. I'm just going to make it green because that's the conclusion. So here we have a paragraph that now is much more coherent because we've used pronouns. We've used words like this, that, and those, which are demonstrative adjectives or pronouns. And we've used the word such, and we've used transition words. So go ahead and try this on your next paper. I hope it helped. Bye.